facilitator GDSC SKCT. I welcome you all to the session 4 of Flutter Festival. So in this session, we'll be learning what is responsive UI. And we are going to build a simple responsive UI application. Let's get started. So first of all, let us know what is responsive UI is. So responsive UI is a graphical user interface GUI design approach used to create content that adjusts smoothly to various screen sizes. As I said before, Flutter is an SDK or framework which helps in developing applications for various platforms like mobile or Windows or any such kind of devices like tablets and etc. We cannot design custom frameworks or custom layouts for each kind of screen sizes. So that will be a hectic process for the developers to create different sizes, like different layouts for different screen sizes. So by using responsive UI, we can able to create a single design which can be adaptive to different screen sizes. What is the need for a responsive UI? As I said, since Flutter is a good choice for web and mobile apps, responsive design ensures that the appeal of your application is consistent and gives users a seamless experience no matter the size of the device in use. So as I said, there are a lot number of devices size. They are available. Like if you are using Android, there are different sizes like 6-inch, 7-inch, and 5-inch, and etc. etc. And if you are using your tablet kind of device, it is a wide range of sizes. And if you are using creating a web application or a desktop application, the size will be of different size. Those things can be this is the reason we cannot design different designs for different applications, right? So this can be achieved by only by using responsive UI. And how can we achieve responsive UI in Flutter applications? We achieve we achieve responsive UI by using layout builder. So it's a widget. So using layout builder class, you can get box constraint objects which can be used for determining the maximum width and maximum height of the widget. Layout builder. So by using layout builder, so we can easily customize the layout according to the screen size what we are using. So this is an example image which shows how the layout builder actually works. You can see a media query over there and layout builder there. So 4.57 is the size of layout builder for that particular widget, and for view 2 also. So we'll be using that layout builder for customizing different designs and for creating. So for example, if I change the screen size, I can add that some custom it's a custom conditions so that the user can make changes. So next comes the media query. Media query, you can use media query to retrieve the size, like size in the sense on a height or width of the it's a widget, and orientation like portrait or landscape of the screen. So to consider that you are building an application which has a different layout, if the orientation of the screen is rotated and the height of the screen has changed. So we can how can we get those things from the user is by using the media query widget. So media query ensures providing the width and height of the screen and orientation of the screen so that the developer can easily create conditions so that he can provide some different interfaces for the user. So here is an example that media query. So you can see two different orientations of the device, like it is in portrait and it is in landscape. So in portrait, you can see the media query width is 411.43, and in landscape, you can see the media query width is 683.43. So you can get the width of this device by using this media query so that you can see the change, like it is around 400 and it is around 683. So there is a drastic change, and the developer can customize the UI based on this. So as the main use of MediaQuery is for getting the size and orientation and some details from the screen of the screen to the for his better updation of their application. So next comes the orientation builder. So the what is orientation builder is to determine a widget's current orientation. You can use orientation builder class. So as I said, MediaQuery provides the orientation, but if the orientation changes from one to other, we cannot. How can we handle it by using by orientation builder? So in orientation builder, you can see here that orientation MediaQuery that orientation is providing orientation.portrait, and if it is in portrait, it will be providing some information of the orientation. If the orientation changes, so it provides some other changes, so you can customize that accordingly as a what to say, it's like a listener, so it listens like the orientation changes. So that is the thing why we are using orientation media queries, like it is an orientation builder. So next is expandable and flexible. So expandable and flexible. So the widget that are especially useful inside a column or a row are expanded and flexible. The expanded widget expands a child of row, column, or flex so that the child fills the available space, whereas the flexible does not necessarily have to fill the entire available space. So there are two different widgets like expanded and flexible. So expanded occupies all the available space and provides it to its child, whereas flexible doesn't occupy the entire space available to it, but occupies the space needed by the child um, for its uh, for its what to say, for its availability. Like its child, if the child needs a large space, it allocates it provides a large space to it. If the child is of small size, it provides only a small size to it. So this is an example. You can see expanded, flexible, and expanded here. So you can see expanded occupies the entire space available to it, whereas the flexible occupies the only space required by it. For example, you can see the text flexible over here. So it occupies only the space for the flexible text. So not other spaces. The empty spaces are left empty. So this is the difference between flexible and expanded. So I'll be showing the code after, so you can understand what actually expanded and flexible are. So fractionally sized widget. So what fractionally sized widget is? Fractionally sized box is the fractionally sized box widget helps to size its child to a fraction of the total available space. It is especially useful inside expanded or flexible widget. So as you know, sized box, it provides a fixed size for its child, but the fractionally sized widget does is it provides some fractional ratio to its child. So to expand its, if the screen size expands, the fractional ratio of the screen and the size box also expands. So it ensures the responsiveness of the UI. So you can see here. So if you need to build an application which has two segments, the one half of the segment, like it needs to occupy only the 60% of the screen and the rest has to be occupied by some other segment. So you can achieve that by using this fractionally sized box. So next comes is the aspect ratio. So as the name ratio says, so for the particular 1 is to 2 or something like that. So aspect ratio is, you can use the aspect ratio widget to size the child to a specific aspect ratio. This widget first tries the largest width permitted by the layout constraints, and then decides the height by applying the given aspect ratio to the width. So first, as I said, aspect ratio first ensures the width of the child, like width of the parent it has, and after that it accordingly, after according to the width, it changes its height according as per the given ratio we give. For example, we have given the ratio like 16 is to 9 or 1 is to 1. So first it occupies the entire width it is provided with. After that, according to the ratio given ratio, it allocates the height so that it ensures responsiveness of the UI. So you can see here there are two widgets. So the entire width of the screen is occupied by it, but the height is differed by the 3 by 2 and 16 by 9 ratios. So we have seen some of the basics of widgets which are helpful in responsive UI. So let us see the practical usage of these widgets in the code. So let me show you the code. Now let me create a simple Flutter project so that we can simply test how this responsive UI actually works. So this is the project that I have created. So this is a default project. You can see when you have created your simple Flutter project. So I'm just clearing all those things and I'm just using import material dot and void main run app. Inside we can add material app, so we can add home here. So for home, let me create a simple screen, for example home screen dot. Inside it I'm just adding imports, the same as material dot and stateful widget as home screen, and I'm calling this home screen here. So let me simply compile this project into a web project so that testing will be much easier. So the next thing is, let me first illustrate how the layout builder actually works. So let me first define a scaffold here. Scaffold which has a body. Inside the body I'm just assigning a layout builder which has a builder function, um, the function actually has two parameters like context and constraints. Excuse me. So the constraint actually contains constraints dot max width and max height. So for now let me return the values like center child, the value that changes accordingly if the screen size changes, like constraints dot max width, like max width dot to string, so that we can see how actually the change happens. So the code has compiled. Now let us see the output how it looks. So this is the output screen. You can see a text in the center. So when I adjust the width of this screen, you can see the value of the text changes randomly. So if I decrease, it decreases. If I increase, it automatically increases. So this is what this layout builder does. When the layout changes, it calls the function like function builder, so that it if we have any, if we mention any constraints like conditions in that builder function, so it will invoke that. So if I mention that constraints dot max width is less than 500, I should return container of color um, orange. I should return the container of color orange so that I can find that it is changing. So let me show the transition change. So the current size is 900 68, and if I am changing the size and I'm just decreasing it, so if we change the size, like if I'm decreasing it, so I can see the 500. So I cannot reduce the size below 500. So let me change the size um, to something less than 600. Less than 600. So I can get the desired output what you're expecting. So if I'm it's 500, if I'm increasing the size, and you can see if it is like the size is greater than 600, I'm just getting the value. If the size is less than 600, it changes to the desired orange color, so it returns the container. So this is what the layout builder does. So next, let us see what aspect ratio is. So for aspect ratio, so let me just remove this layout builder, and I'm just adding aspect ratio. And aspect ratio, we need to provide the ratio. I'm just using 16:9. So the child, I'm just using image dot network. So I just copy some random image from the internet. So I'm just googling it. Give me a minute. So just to the Chrome, let me choose Chrome's logo for demonstration here. So I'm just copying the URL of the image. So as you know, image.network has the capability to display the image from the URL. So I'm just so it is an SVG. I think it won't work. So let me choose some other image like this. Some um, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. So this is it. So let me execute this code, and I shall show the output. Um, yeah, so you can see there is a large sized Chrome logo over there, and if I increase the size of the Chrome logo increases. So if I decrease the size of the Chrome logo decreases in a ratio manner. So this is what aspect ratio does. So if the screen size varies, the size of the image can be easily changed, so that the different size, so images viewed on different screens may so it may be very easy for the users to view, right? So this is what aspect ratio is. So and then the important thing is media query. So media query, let me explain the media query using a simple column widget. Column, in a column I'm just adding its child. And so let us see, let me add some widgets like text. For example, let me add container of height 200, and it's of color dot yellow or orange. Let it be orange. So I'm just changing it orange. So and I'm adding another. I'm just duplicating this column again. So I'm just duplicating it. And let me duplicate it. It's I'm just duplicated it and just change the color to like let it be green color, green accent color. So let me if I run this code, we'll be getting an option like this. So this is the thing what we get when we execute the code. So my condition is, if the size of the screen is less than 500 or around 600, I should not show the orange colored box. So what can I do is, I'm just putting an if condition if media query dot of the size dot width is less than like it is should be if it should be visible only if the size is greater than 600. So if I do this, if I compile the code, sorry, this is the code. I'm just adding like media query of the raw context size or width is greater than 600. I should show this container, or else it should not be shown. So let me compile this code, and this is the output. So if I reduce the size below 600, see, you can see the container orange has disappeared. So how the widget, how the developer can is, it is very easy to for the developer to get the actual width of the screen, so that he could do whatever things he needed on his own application. So this is the thing. So next comes the two major widgets, two friendly widgets. They are expandable and flexible. So let me show the difference between the expandable and the flexible widgets here. So let me take the same example and just removing this media query over here. And I'm just wrapping this container with expanded widget. So if I after wrapping it with expanded, I'm just compiling the code. Um, After compiling the code, you can see the output as the entire screen has been occupied by the orange color and the remaining place is occupied by this green as in color. So so this is the thing. So if I'm just adding with expanded, so it occupies the entire space available for it. So if I'm using flexible widget instead of expanded, so you can see the change. I just changed this expanded widget. uh, I just changed it to flexible from expanded widget so that you can see that. um, so you can see the output as the you can see the old output, right? So the space required by the contain like the container, it's a 200 height, 200 pixel height is only provided by the flexible. So this is the main difference between the expander. So expanded, what expanded does is, so it occupies the all entire space required by the it occupies the all entire space available to it, but flexible only provides the necessary space for it. So this is a major difference between the entire um, what to say, it is an expanded and flexible widget. So this is what a simple responsive UI does. So I hope it is helpful for you, like how expand responsive UI is helpful in designing applications. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned.